Luna has crashed, FTX has gone bankrupt, every token has been aggressively going down for the past year, and it seems like the whole market is about to fall, and the crypto bubble, as some people call it, is finally gonna burst. But is there actually any relation between the crashes that are happening? Is the crypto space just the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the universe, or are they just unfortunate coincidences that do nothing but fuel the controversy surrounding this emerging and mysterious space? In this video, we'll take a look at what's going on with the crypto market, and why so many now infamous projects have fallen, taking their clients' funds with them. In order to do that, first we need to step back and take a look at the bigger picture. Since the beginning of 2022, the crypto market had been starting to slowly decrease after the end of 2021 had brought insane hype and millions of newcomers to the crypto field after a massive bull run that saw virtually every cryptocurrency hitting all-time highs, with Bitcoin peaking at almost $70,000. Most people were expecting a bear market to follow after such a massive increase in price, according to the cycle theory, which is generally valid for every kind of market, including the traditional stock exchange, so the decrease didn't necessarily come as a surprise, with many still being optimistic. However, after the following months brought no stabilization to the market, people have started to realize that we're approaching a lasting bear market as signs of the recession started to appear as well. At this point, Bitcoin had already decreased by more than 50% from the peak it had reached in November, and many crypto companies were starting to have difficulties because of everything that was going on in the market. It was at this time that everything started to fall apart, and the first major crash led in the tragic fall of Terra Luna that literally no one could have predicted. But what actually happened there, and how could a company which was the 7th biggest in the crypto industry in terms of market cap lose everything in a matter of days? Terra Luna stablecoin stood at the center of it all. A stablecoin is a token that is living on the blockchain but maintains constant value by being tied to a traditional currency like the dollar. Then USDT or USDC, two of the most widely spread stablecoins, use the US dollar to maintain the same value at all times and are being backed up by a real amount of physical US dollars that account for every token that is minted on the blockchain. Therefore, each stablecoin token is a digital equivalent of a traditional dollar, and the latter is locked up as its place is taken by the new digital token issued on the blockchain. Terra Luna stablecoin though, UST, didn't use real dollars as a backup, as it was meant to be a revolutionary technology that used algorithms to maintain constant value. Simplistically explained, the way it worked was that every time that a new UST was minted, some Luna would be burned, so the two sister tokens balanced each other. The problem came on the 7th of May, when $2 billion worth of UST was unstaked, and hundreds of millions of it was sold right away, which caused the stablecoin to lose value and decrease to around 90 cents from its constant value of $1. As a result, many started selling their UST in a panic they would go to zero, and that's exactly what caused it to ultimately crash. Because UST and Luna were linked, the efforts of bringing UST to its normal value by burning tokens caused Luna to become extremely inflationary because of how many tokens were being minted, and it just turned into a downward spiral from there. Now, this collapse resulted in more than $60 billion being wiped out of the digital currency space, and Luna became the first black swan of this bear market. Along with it, multiple companies went bankrupt as well, with Celsius, Voyager, and Three Arrows Capital being in the spotlight because of their prominence in the crypto field. Luna's crash has had drastic impact on the crypto market, as they had been accumulating huge amounts of Bitcoin just before collapsing, to the point where they had gotten to be the second biggest corporate Bitcoin holder. Since they needed to sell all their Bitcoin in an effort to try and rebalance their tokens, the price of Bitcoin went down drastically, and the entire crypto market started falling even worse than it was before. This is just an example of how a bear market cycle works, and how the collapse of such a big company only worsens a situation which is bad enough as it is. After that, the recession started to become more and more obvious, and since every industry began to collapse, it was clear that the crypto market would not recover too soon, but the next hit on the digital financial world was to come with the fall of one of the biggest exchanges out there, FTX. Run by Sam Bankman-Fried, the kid prodigy of the crypto world, FTX had been rapidly growing after a hardcore marketing campaign which relied on huge spendings in exchange for massive exposure. An empire that had been built over the course of 3 years, however, fell apart in a matter of days, just like Luna a couple of months prior. When Binance's CEO announced he intends to sell all the FTT, FTX's native token that his company owns, after it had been revealed that FTX had been using it as collateral, this triggered a chain of events that, just like in Luna's case, ended in the tragic collapse of the company and Sam Bankman-Fried's fall from grace. FTX was the second major black swan of the year, and after its collapse, many were left wondering if the crypto industry is gonna survive through these hard upcoming times, or whether everything, including Bitcoin, will finally see its tragic end during these coming months. If you look at everything that I described though, you should be able to find a certain pattern for every company that has gone under. Both FTX and Terra Luna, despite being two of the biggest companies from the crypto space, amounting tens of millions of users and being valued at tens of billions of dollars, were engaging in, let's say, shady endeavors behind the scenes. Terra Luna's plan of creating an algorithmic stablecoin that would not have to rely on physical dollars, despite seeming revolutionary, was not the most financial savvy, and in a regulated environment, it would have been most likely illegal. The same goes for FTX and what they are doing by keeping their native token as collateral, as this was highly problematic and they would soon reap what they had sown. More than that, the collaboration that was happening behind the curtain between FTX and Bankman-Fried's other company, Alameda Research, would have definitely been forbidden by law if it happened under traditional legislation that most companies need to adhere to. That being said, the biggest problem problem in the crypto space right now, and the reason why so many huge companies collapse in record times is actually constituted by the lack of regulation. Once this emerging market will be finally scrutinized and specific laws will be put in place regarding it, things will probably start to slow down, and the crypto world will adopt the normal behavior of any other market. But until then, all we can do is observe what's going on, since with regulations or not, the space is evolving and bigger companies are trying to get a part of what's coming, redefining our experience of the future once and for all. But if you want to find out more on that, you should go watch our video on that next.